Hi everyone, good morning and good evening. So I have already covered system management, security services and data services in my previous videos. Now I am going for content development in SAP MII. So content development provide access to workbench, tools and archives, NWDI configuration, self-service composition environment and OData modeler. So I will go one by one through each of these navigation links and I will explain what it is. So first is the workbench and so right now I'm going for the workbench overview. What is the workbench? So SAP MI Workbench is an integrated development environment for developing and managing SAP MI development object. So this is the place where you can do actual development in SAP MII, where you can build your transaction, you can create your queries, you can create your display templates. So all the objects that MI will support, you can create here in SAP MII Workbench. So let me give you an overview of this SAP MII Workbench. It will look like this as it is on a screen. And you can see there is a menu bar, and menu bar contains the file, edit, tools, source control, help. So file, actually you can create new or you can open the existing files, you can edit that, and there are some tools are there in this workbench. So I will explain all these tools when I will come to the actual development in SAP MII. Source control, this is nothing but NWDI integration with SAP MII for your content management, uh, like the version controlling and transporting the code from one system to another system. And help is nothing but there will be the SAP site URL. You will click on that, so it will show you the help about SAP MI Workbench. And second is a toolbar. So in a toolbar, you can see there is a one, and each explanation has been given in the right hand side. So one, and this is the button that is known as the new. So by clicking on this button, you can create a new object in SAP MII. So there are different type of objects you can create in SAP MII that I will come later in a later session. And there is a load button. So clicking on this, you can load a created object by clicking on this button. So clicking on this button, you have to select a particular object that you want to open. And this is a button, a save button. So suppose you have created a new object and you want to save it in a SAP MII database, you can click on save, and then it will ask you for the name of the file, and then you can save it. And then the fourth is the save as. So this is a save as is a very similar functionality like your Word or Excel or PowerPoint. So if you want to create a copy of an object, you can use the save as. And there is a save all. So suppose you have created three objects and all three objects you have not saved. And if you want to save all these three objects in one shot, so you can click on the save all. So all three unsaved document will be saved. And this is a delete. If you want to delete one particular object, you can click on the delete button and it will be deleted from SAP MI database. And this is the 7 is for the test. Suppose you have created one object and you just want to test it, how it works. So you can click on the test button and it will execute your transaction, or it will execute your queries or display template. So anything, if you want to execute, you can click on the test. And next is that, suppose one object you have opened in your workbench and you want to close it. So click on close, it will close that object from the workbench, but it will not delete that. And there is a close all tab. So suppose you have opened 10, 15, 20 tabs, and each the tab there is one object. And if you want close all at once, you can click on close all button, it will close all at a time. And here actually the find file. So this is clicking on this button, you can find a file in your folder structure. So just you need to give the file name, it will find it out the file path in your folder structure. And find next file is nothing but it will give you ability to find what is the next file in that folder. And here you can see there are catalog, object, web, and meta-INF. These 4 tabs available in SAP MI Workbench. So what is these 4 tabs? This is very important tabs in SAP MI. So let me move to the next slide and I will explain what it is. So as we shown in a previous slide, we can create SAP MI object, you can delete, you can close, etc. So SAP MI development object can be categorized in 4 categories. So whatever the development object, whatever the object you are creating in SAP MI Workbench, that can be categorized in 4 categories. And each category is the placeholder of respective development components or objects. And it shows the hierarchical structure of the development component. So whatever the object you are creating, so that has been categorized into the 4 categories, and each category has a specific name. So first one is the catalog. So there are some objects then that can be created only in a catalog, like your transaction, SQL queries, display templates. So all these can be created only in catalog. Object, inside that you can create your KPIs and alert, and as well as you can create your MDO. So inside the object tab, you can create these things. In a web, you can create like your HTML files or your text files, or your web related object you can create in a web tab. And meta-INF tab, you can create like your shared properties that can be used in whole projects. Share properties or share variable or share memory, you can say. So here in a catalog is where a business logic, query template, and display template information can be. So in a catalog, you can create your a query template, display template, transaction, etc. In an object, a developer can create their own object for MDO, KPI, and alerts. And developer can define their object model and a specification in this section based on the development component. And in the web, where we can create HTML, IRPT, UI5, HTML5, JavaScript, all these web related content we can create in a web tab. And meta INF, this is where the configuration can be saved. It's like a shared memory, project specific shared memory, roles. So it's a store of project's metadata actually. So now coming to SAP MII Workbench, what all things we can create. So what all object can be created? So the first, and this is the initial objects you will create in SAP MI Workbench, and that is known as a project. So if you will see here, all these are the projects. All the icons you are seeing here, this icon is for projects. So default is one project that is provided by SAP itself. IMIS underscore NRL is one project. So all these are the project sign. So this is the initial object it creates when you start your development in SAP MI Workbench. Without creating a project in SAP MII, you cannot start your object creation like queries, transaction, etc. So this is a mandatorily need to be created for starting a development in SAP MII. So what is project in MII? It's a unique placeholder or logical container for SAP MII object. So this is nothing but a container where all SAP MII object gets placed. And project will be created on your server. Okay. And whenever you will create a project, suppose I'm creating a project with name ABC. So that project ABC will be visible in catalog, object, web, and web INF tab. So what I am trying to make you understand here, suppose you are creating one new project on the server. So what will happen? The same project, suppose I am creating a ABC project. So ABC will be visible in a catalog tab. If you will click on object, again you will see ABC project in a object tab also, in a web tab also, and meta INF tab also. See, creating a project on a server, the same project will be visible in all these four tabs. Okay, so now I'm coming to that how many types of projects we can create in SAP MII. So we can create only two types of projects in MII. One is the local projects and one is a shared project. So local projects created and stored locally, no version controlling is available for that. So whenever you are creating a local project, it means you cannot control the version of the code. Suppose I have started a development and I have created one object, and today I made one changes. So what will happen? The latest changes will be saved and you will not be able to go to your uh, backward direction. It means suppose you want to go and you want to see the transaction that was not been changed. So that code actually you cannot see here in a local project. So always the whoever saved the latest changes will be available in SAP MI. But suppose you are using a shared project, you are creating a shared project. So creating a shared project in MI, the prerequisite is that there will be the NWDI integration is mandatorily need to be defined. So unless and until you will not integrate your development environment to NWDI, Net Viewer Development Infrastructure, So this is a tool for version control and content management and transporting your code from one environment to another environment. So unless and until you will not connect to it, SAP MI will not allow you to create a shared project. So shared project will be created only when NWDI has been integrated with SAP MI development environments. Coming to next. So here we can see what all object we can create in SAP MII Workbench. So I will go through all this object creation in my next session one by one. How actually you can create different type of objects and how it will be placed in your different tab. So here you can see in the left hand side SAP MI project, one object that is the server level object that can be created in SAP MI Workbench. And after creating a project, you can create your business logic services. That is nothing but your transaction in SAP MI. You can create a query template. You can create a display template. And all these three will be stored in a catalog tab. You cannot create these objects in any other tab other than catalog tab. MDO objects, KPI and alert. So whenever you will be creating a MDO object or KPI or alerts, that need to be created only in object tab. You will not be allowed to create MDO or KPI and an alert in uh, any other tab like other than the object. There is a web page, so all the web page related in files will be created in a web tab only. And shared property, so shared property can be created only in web under web hyphen inf tab. So these all are the four tabs that's available in SAP MII, and all the object will be categorized in these four tab only. So whatever the object you are going to create in SAP MII, that will be stored any one of these four tabs. There is no any other placeholder where you can place your object in SAP MII. So just remember this four tab, and project always is at the server level. And whenever you will create a project at the server level, the same project will be visible in your all four tabs. So whenever I will come to the development part and I will show you how actually a project can be created and how other object can be created into the respective tabs. Here there is a, now I'm coming one by one. So project already I have explained. So now I am going to the BLS. What is the BLS in SAP MII? So business logic services is the heart of SAP MI to define, design, and develop manufacturing logic graphically. So BLS business logic services provide ability in SAP MI Workbench where actually you can create your transaction just by using a click and drag and clicking and dragging the action blocks. So it's provide you a graphical representation of your code. So it is very easy to understand just by a graphical looks. You can understand the logic and all what is written behind it. So there are very less code that you need to write here. Okay. And BLS consists of sequence and action blocks. So whenever you are talking about a transaction or BLS in SAP MI, that consists only a sequence and action blocks. So I will explain you in a next session, what is the sequence, what is the action blocks in MII, when actually I will come to the development part. So here a sequence is the placeholder for action. So if you are using a sequence, so that is only used for a placeholder for action. So whatever action, so they available in SAP MII. So there are already standard actions available in MII that take some input and give you some output. And that action you can place inside your sequence. So sequence is always a placeholder for your action. And SAP MII has a number of actions available for a different purposes, taking a different type of input and giving you an output. So when a BLS getting used in SAP MII, so BLS is mainly used for writing your logic. Whenever you want to write a complex manipulation and transformation of data from multiple sources, you can write your BLS and you can combine the data. Operational workflow, automated or manual data collection. So wherever the logic is required, you can create your BLS and you can put your logic inside that. And that business logic services or transaction, you can call it from any UI technology. Either you can call it from the jQuery, JavaScript, you can call it from the SAP UI5, or you can call it from a simple HTTP protocol. So by using this, you can call your BLS, business logic transaction, in any UI technology for your UI developments. So this MI BLS will work as a backend, and in the front end, you can use SAP UI5 or any other UI technology like AngularJS, like that. So it's not limited to a particular UI technology, any UI technology can use. Now the another object that we can create in SAP MI Workbench is query template. So query template is mainly used to retrieve, insert, delete, and update the data using configured data server. So there are different type of query templates available in SAP MII. So there's the SQL query templates, there is a tag query templates, execute query template, catalog query templates, Pico query templates. So there are, I will go each one whenever I will come to the development, and I will show you how these all type of queries can be created and can be used in SAP MII. So each type of queries you are creating, that depends on the data source. So if you have connected to a Oracle or any other databases, so that on that database you can write a SQL query. You cannot write a tag query on that database. You cannot write XML query on that database. So whatever the source you are using, source data server you are connected, so whatever the query you are using, that depends on your data server. XML, suppose you are connecting to the XML data source, you can write XML queries. If you are connecting to your Pico and you have created your data server in MII, so by using that data server, you can write your Pico queries. If you have a MDO, so you can write an MDO query on that data server. So all these queries you can write depending on which type of data source you are going to use. So query template, whatever you have created in SAP MII, that can be used in MII transaction. So MII transaction, you can call any type of queries template that you have created. And the most used query templates are SQL queries, MDOs, Pico, XML, and tag queries to fetch the data from external data source system, except MDO. So here the execute query is used to convert transaction in query template. So sometime what happens, suppose you have built your transaction because you have to write a complex logic and you have created one transaction. And if you want to expose that transaction as a query, so you can use a query, you can use execute query, and execute query takes an input as a transaction and gives you the output of the transaction. So another object you can create in SAP MII, that is MDO. So MDO is nothing but a manufacturing data object. So manufacturing data object is newly added layer in SAP MII, and it is an innovative concept introduced for data acquisition and storing data in SAP MII database. So why a MDO concept came in MII? The reason is, suppose there is a small company and they are not handling with a lot of data. So in that case, they can use SAP MII database instead of purchasing a license for the external databases. You can go for external database. You have to pay some money, you have to take the license. And then you need to connect that database to your SAP MII development environment. So in that case, suppose you are not handling with the big amount of data, you can use MDO in SAP MII, and MDO gives you an ability to store your all data in SAP MII database itself, on which MII has been installed. But here only the restriction is that there should not be a high amount of data that you are going to store in my database. That might affect your performance. So MDO act as a data storage permanently or temporarily within MII. It mainly uses the SAP MII standard databases, which is the NetWeaver database, to store the data. So it is somehow a good replacement of custom database for a small scale projects. MDO has the data query capability to retrieve, store, update, and delete the data in MDO. So I will come to the development and I will show you how you can create a MDO and how you can store the data, how you can delete, how you can update the data in MDO. So here, this is the architecture of MDO in SAP MII. So at the bottom, you can see there is a data provider layer. So on the bottom, there are some system that provides or they generates the data. And at the data acquisition layer, you can see there, you can write a query on that databases or query on that source system. Depending on the source system, you can write the query for fetching the data, or even for the complex logic, you can write a logic, business logic, that is nothing but a transaction in MI. And so by using MI query and transaction, you can extract the data from your source system. And then this data will be stored in your MDO, manufacturing data object. And after storing in MDO, you have an option that you can write a MDO query on that created MDO, and you can update, delete, or insert or select the data by using the MDO query, and you can expose this MDO query to third-party systems or any SAP reporting tools. The another way is that if you want that MDO data need to be updated in SAP ERP system, so you can write a BLS here and you can use SAP JECO action block and you can post the data into SAP ERP by using ERP integration. So this is the architecture of MDO in SAP MII. So now I'm coming how many types of MDOs available in SAP MII you can create. So there are three types of MDO that MII supports. One is the persistent MDO, on-demand MDO, and joint MDO.